Saddam Hussein was president of Iraq from 1979 to 2003. This video will take you on a frightening journey through his mysterious rule. His government was shrouded in scandal and accused of terrible crimes, which brought attention and scrutiny from around the world. Was there validity to the claims that Saddam Hussein's administration committed horrible crimes, or were they motivated by political objectives and propaganda? Let's find out about the unspeakable things Saddam Hussein did during his reign. It was common practice in Hussein's reign to round up and publicly kill suspected opponents, including swords, often by cutting off the head. Those who lived in close proximity to the suspect were often compelled by people on the street to watch. Those who refused faced death or arrest. The life during his reign was a total sorry sight. Hatred towards foreigners. Family members of foreign workers were among Saddam's first targets for abduction and punishment. Assaults against wives were common. Oftentimes, these attacks were recorded on camera and forwarded to political opponents overseas. Amnesty International documented cases of eyeless, pallid corpses being transported on carts delivered to the front doors of loved ones. People tend to turn their lives from good to better, but in Saddam's hell, their lives were only turning from bad to worse. The era of terrible punishments. Hussein ordered raids on Faili homes, and security troops entered the communities to carry them out. The Faili were herded onto military vehicles and sent to adjacent bases, where they were discharged. Men of fighting age were taken from that location in trucks and never seen again. Many of the ladies were raped and tortured while in captivity. They marched the women and children over the border into Iran while they were still captives. Landmines, extreme weather, and being caught in the crossfire between Iranian and Iraqi forces all contributed to the difficulty of this expedition. According to the U.S., hundreds of members of the Faili sect perished as a direct consequence of the expulsion order. Hussein continued his brutality, though. Their cries were just falling on deaf ears, and nobody listened to their screams and sorrows. Further penalties included electrocution, simulated executions, watching the sentencing of innocent family members' deaths from malnutrition, assault and illness caused by being dragged repeatedly across uneven pavement, cigarette burns, and worse, which were simply the most popular techniques. It seems that hanging a person from a pole was the preferred method of execution for the secret police. Then dragging them outside and beating the soles of their feet with a hose or something similar to an iron rod was common. The death toll was extremely high. The Halabja Massacre, the deployment of toxic gas in practically every country on Earth, regards Saddam's use of chemical weapons as a crime against humanity. Halabja is a town in the northern Iraqi region that is mostly populated by ethnic Kurds, and it is here that many Kurds in the 1980s rose up in rebellion against Saddam Hussein's rule. As a rebuttal, during Saddam's reign of terror against the Kurds, several atrocities occurred, with the most notable being in the city of Halabja, which was the Halabja bombing. 60,000 people in the town were exposed to a toxic cocktail of mustard gas and chlorine gas. Within a few days, 5,000 people perished. 10,000 more lost their sight or limbs. Gas-induced disfigurement or internal organ damage. In the midst of public uproar after the Halabja atrocity, instead of helping Saddam in his war against Iran, the United States started fighting him. Devastation of livable lands. Saddam authorized chemical strikes on the south of the nation after the First Gulf War against the Shia Marsh Arabs, an ethnic minority whose ancestors had originally settled in the swamps over a very long time, maybe thousands of years. Saddam wants to punish the Marsh Arabs because, during the First Gulf War, they rose up in rebellion against him. In addition to the use of gas and firearms, the rice harvest was ruined, livestock was slain or stolen, and access to outside food sources was cut off. Hussein's soldiers raided the Marsh Arabs' territory during the Persian Gulf War. On false accusations of treachery, thousands of people were slaughtered. 40,000 more were banished to Iran at the command of the government. Hussein ordered the destruction of villages and agricultural land. Hussein ordered the construction of a network of dams and canals to prevent any of the evacuating Marsh Arabs from returning to the region. As a result, river water was redirected away from areas that had previously been permanently habitable. Hussein devastated thousands of Iraqis' culture and way of life in under a decade. This is why, once Saddam was found in 2003, he was immediately convicted by an Iranian court and executed by hanging. Despite the fact that information may often be skewed by politics and propaganda, The accumulation of evidence and the coherence of testimonies from a variety of sources lend credence to the allegations made against Saddam Hussein's government. If you like this information, subscribe to our channel for more such content and comment below with your views on it.